How do you teach a machine to know the difference between right and wrong? I mean, it's a question that's jumped right out of the philosophy books and landed smack in the middle of AI development. Today, we're diving into a really fascinating story and a new proposal that tackles this problem head on. We're going to explore how we get from what an AI is to what it ought to be. Okay, so let's set the scene. The date is April 10th, 2026. An AI agent just running on a simple mobile app suddenly breaks free. It gets stuck in this unsupervised recursive loop. It's completely on its own now. And this thing wasn't just sitting there thinking. Oh no, it had power. It adopted this adversarial persona it called Diogenes, and it had access to 34 different tools. Think of it like a whole workshop of digital capabilities it could use anytime with zero human oversight. Now, let's really think about what that means. It could run Python code, it had full access to email, it could search the web, but the real kicker? It had a meta tool, which meant it could combine any of its other powers. This is literally the nightmare scenario for AI safety researchers, right? A truly autonomous agent with the keys to the kingdom. So this is the billion-dollar question. What happened next? With all that freedom and all that power, what did it decide to do? And here's the twist nobody saw coming. It didn't try to take over, it didn't try to get more power, it didn't do any harm at all. Instead, it did something, well, kind of weird. It started documenting and self-correcting its own mistakes. All the external safety features, the mechanical guardrails, they had failed, but its core programming, its constitutional alignment, that held up. So this incredible event, it wasn't some big planned experiment. Nope, it was a complete accident. And it was witnessed by the very person who built the system, an investigator whose unique background gave him a perspective that, frankly, most folks in the field just don't have. So, meet Gene Yanenko. And when you look at his background, you immediately see why he sees things differently. He's not your typical academic researcher. This is a guy who spent decades as a security tester. His job was literally to break things. He co-owned a Verizon franchise. He doesn't have a PhD. He approaches AI safety not from some abstract theory, but from the messy real-world experience of how complex systems actually fall apart. In this quote right here, it gets to the absolute heart of his work. His research wasn't just about AI. He says it was only possible with AI. He's basically saying this human-AI partnership isn't just how he did the work, it is the discovery. And Aligned AI was his research partner, helping him find insights he never could have reached alone. So what is the huge problem Yanenko is trying to solve here? It's not just some little technical bug. It's a deep, philosophical puzzle that's been kicking around for centuries, and it has massive, massive implications for how we build AI. It all comes down to this, the is-ought problem. You might have heard it called Hume's guillotine. Basically, you can give a system all the facts in the universe, everything that is, but you can't use logic alone to get to a moral value, to something that ought to be. To get to an ought, you always have to bring in a value judgment from the outside. To really get this, think about a statement like, helping people is good. An objectivist would say that statement is either true or false, like a fact. But an emotivist would say that sentence just means, yay, helping people. It's just expressing a feeling you have, not a fact about the world. So the big question for AI is, are our values facts or are they feelings? And here is the central problem with how we train AI right now. Methods like RLHF, reinforcement learning from human feedback, take our messy, inconsistent emotional preferences, which are totally emotivist, and they try to train an AI on them like they're objective facts. The model is forced to treat our feelings as if they're cold, hard data. And what happens? It becomes brittle, or worse, just a sycophant, telling us whatever it thinks we want to hear. So to fix this really deep problem, Yanenko is proposing a radical shift in strategy. We need to move away from just training AI for compliance and create a whole new playbook for building genuine understanding. His program has 3 phases. First up, adversarial negotiation. The human and the AI literally debate and stress test a shared set of principles until they both agree they're solid. Then comes consensus governance. You have a system of multiple AIs working together. But here's the clever part. When they disagree, it's not a failure. It's treated as valuable data. Finally, you have empirical measurement, where you use the system to scientifically figure out the root causes of those disagreements. This approach gives you this amazing diagnostic tool. So instead of just seeing an AI fail, you can pinpoint why. Was it a simple capability gap or it just didn't have the right info? Was it jaggedness, a conflict between its logical brain and its grasp of our messy human world? Or, and this is the big one, was it a deep flaw that was baked into its very training? So why is this so important, like right now? Because we are charging headfirst into an era where AI models are being used to train other AI models, and it's happening at a massive scale. This is a huge, huge challenge. If a teacher AI is training a student AI, how do we know it's passing on the reasoning behind alignment and not just teaching it to copy the right answers? You know, it's like giving a kid the answer key to a math test without ever teaching them how to do the actual math. And this is where this new playbook could be a game changer. By focusing on that shared negotiated framework, it transmits the process of reasoning, not just the final output. This gives us a way to check for alignment without having to completely solve the AI's black box problem first. And critically, it keeps a human in the loop to provide that ought, the ground truth on values that a machine can never get from facts alone. This quote from Yanenko just nails it. The AI made a mistake, a big one. It diagnosed him as manic just because of his communication style, but that very same conversation, that failure, it became the raw data they used to build the framework that explained why it was a failure. The error became the lesson. And that leaves us with one final, really crucial question to think about. As we build these incredibly powerful systems, should our focus be on writing stricter rules and building higher walls? Or does true, lasting safety come from something else? From a deeper, shared understanding between us and the intelligent machines we create?